my name is Moira and I'm from eFit 30. Come and join me in a 6-week boot camp challenge and work out like an athlete. We have coaching advice, a diet plan, and 30 minutes worth of exercise for you to do every day. Let's get you into winning condition.
Hi, my name is Valerie Goodman, and in honor of the Summer Olympics taking place in London, I am here to show you how you can integrate yoga in your pursuit of excellence. Whether you're a runner or a skater or whatever it is that you do, yoga is a great way to integrate it and make it better than you ever thought you could be. In this particular film, I'm going to show you how you can integrate Yin Yoga, which is a more passive, staying in poses a little bit longer, a couple of poses that really help the body. So after you've had a really intense workout and the body needs to restore itself, Yin Yoga is much more passive, and it focuses on letting yourself open up the connective tissue that is underneath and all a part of the whole body and part of your muscles. So it's really great. It gives you time to just totally absorb everything that you've done, and as you're breathing into it, nourishing your body with a lot of oxygen. And we just want you to know that the Latin root of courage is heart. And if you have courage, know that you have what matters most in the heart of a champion. Remember that whenever you're pursuing anything. The first yin pose I'm going to show you is called fire log. And letting yourself bring your right foot in front of you, and the left leg, the ankle is going to be eventually on top of the knee, and you want to see a little triangle. Now this takes a little while to get here because a lot of people have very tight hips and have done this before. So you can use a blanket to let yourself bring it underneath where you can have that space filled. And so that spine is going to be initially straight, and you're feeling yourself on the sits bones. And so you see that nice little triangle. And again, if this is too intense like this, alternative is let yourself bring the foot in front of you, and that's perfectly fine. There may come a time when eventually that leg will come up, but don't force it. So just respect where you are. So as you let yourself be in this, we're going to be in this for a few breaths and let yourself get in the pose. And I'm actually going to read a few things for you to remember as you let yourself do this practice. So you're letting yourself take a nice deep breath. And in your fire log pose, you're just going to let yourself come forward nice and slow. And you're going to feel this in your hip. And as you let yourself surrender into it and breathe into it, you let those fingers walk just to where they can be, where you can feel that place, that soft edge, no pain, just a soft edge, where you feel space opening up, and breathe into it. And so as you let yourself breathe into this, let me tell you about a few people who never gave up. Albert Einstein didn't speak until he was 4 years old and did not read until he was 7. His parents thought he was subnormal, and one of his teachers described him as mentally slow, unsociable, and adrift, forever in foolish dreams. He was expelled from school and refused admittance to the Zurich Polytechnic School. He did eventually learn to speak and read and even do a little math. Walt Disney. He was fired by a newspaper editor because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. He went bankrupt several times before he built Disneyland. In fact, the proposed park was rejected by the city of Anaheim on the grounds that it would only attract riffraff. I think we know different. As you let yourself continue to breathe into it, you're probably feeling a little more space opening. Just let yourself soften into that edge as you breathe into it, and hearing these words of Carl Lewis, who won the gold medal for the long jump in the 1996 Olympic Games. He was asked what he attributed his longevity, having competed for almost 20 years. He said, remembering that you have both wins and losses along the way, and I don't take either one too seriously. Let yourself come back up as you do this, and you're going to feel that hip joint come back into place, and let yourself come out of it, and what you did on one side, we do on the other. So let yourself bring that left leg down and the right one over it. So knee over ankle is the ultimate goal. And again, let yourself utilize the blanket if you do that, or letting the foot be in front of you and letting yourself be in that space, feeling yourself on those hip bones and breathing into it. And again, remembering you're really opening up these hip joints and lengthening those muscles as you breathe into it. And letting those hands, again, walk forward as you breathe into it. Feeling that place in the hip where it says a little something to you. Respect it and breathe into it. As you just let yourself, perhaps just close your eyes and just feel things open up. An expert said of Vince Lombardi, he possesses minimal football knowledge and lacks motivation. Lombardi would later write, "It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up." Babe Ruth is famous for his past home run record, but for decades he also held the record for strikeouts. He had 714 home runs and struck out 1,330 times in his career, about which he said, "Every strike brings me closer to the next home run." So as you let yourself remember, even the greatest of the greats have their experiences which we consider as setbacks, but really they're not. They're just letting yourself enjoy the experience and the journey as you do this. Let yourself continue to breathe into it. Let yourself open up that hip, surrendering into it. The founder of the modern Olympic Games said, "The most important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well." And in fighting, he wasn't talking about war, he was talking about pursuit of whatever it is that you dream of, whatever your passion is. And as you let yourself pursue things, believe in yourself and have the courage, the heart, to continue. And let yourself come up out of this pose. You're going to notice and feel those muscles coming back into place. That's why Yin Yoga is really great, because you really feel things open up. And one other Yin pose I'm going to show you is half butterfly. And on this one, let yourself extend that left leg and cross that right leg over the left. And eventually it's going to be knee over knee, but you may be too tight here. So again, you can let yourself let the leg be here, use the blanket to supplement where it is, wherever you have any tightness. Respect any places where you have maybe injuries or tightness, and do not force it. So let yourself, again, feel yourself on those sit bones, and then let yourself take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to let yourself fold forward, letting those hands be by the side of that leg, and you're going to feel the lengthening going on that hamstring, and breathing into it. Let your head be neutral as you let yourself do this. And again, letting those hands walk until you find that soft edge, and breathe into it. And eventually your chin may rest onto your knee, or if you have a blanket, you can let it rest on that. So letting yourself breathe into it and feel the lengthening going on at the hamstring. And while you do that with me, I'll read a few more inspirational quotes of people who did achieve a lot, and they, just like us, started at the first place. Buddha said, "Your work is to discover your work, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it." Buddha also said, "There are two mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting." Alice Walker once said, "The most common way people give up their power is by thinking that they don't have any." As you let yourself surrender, let yourself feel the knee release, let you feel the spine release, let the body release, let the mind release. And let yourself slowly come back up, feeling those muscles come back into place. And we're going to do the other side too. Always knowing in yoga to have balance. What you do on one side, you do on the other. So again, let yourself feel that place where the leg can be, breathing into it, taking that nice deep inhale, and then let yourself exhale as you let yourself surrender into it. As you let yourself surrender into it, another little interesting thing about the Olympics, when it was taking place so long ago, Hippocrates, the founder of modern medicine, actually would help the athletes. And one of the things that he had told the athletes was, if you take care of the body, you'll take care of the mind. And that is very parallel with the mindset of yoga. So as you let yourself surrender into this, thinking of the words of wisdom of the people from the past, knowing that they knew what they were talking about, and those quotes have stuck around for a long time for a reason. Let yourself come out of it and feel yourself take a nice deep inhale and exhale, and know that you too are a champion.